Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. I was kind of bummed by this character, and I ended up getting to it a little bit slow. I mean, there was no indication that any new units were coming, anyway, so, yeah. Here, let's go ahead, let's just do a video focusing in on Burter and Jace, talking about them. I think that their sort of weakness does hurt, Ginyu and Raccoon Goldo as well, right? In terms of build, I do have this for the full dodge, which is necessary. I think any other arguments in any direction are just foolish and folly, really. We had a clip, I've used, Burter and Jace quite a bit in, some of the content we've done with some of the Ginyu Force characters, right, going into some of these stages. But remember, we are in a meta right now, currently, of dodge canceling everywhere. There is dodge canceling fights all over the place, right? So with these dodge canceling fights existing, there's a lot of fights we can't even use these guys super effectively. This is a good example of why this character sucks ass, Burter and Jace, right here. So we could see we're in the very difficult, Jiren red zone fight. We're on the Tao team, right? And we have Ginyu on rotation. And, like, dude, look, they get smacked. Jiren's AoE hits significantly weaker than his regular normals, as we're about to see. So we took, what, 180k from that normal right there? Which, I mean, isn't, well, it's not good. But then they attack, right? And then, boom. Look at this. This is what they take from normals. It's unacceptable. Like, dodge or die to a super attack, I don't think it's the biggest, like, if you could tank all normals and then you have dodge, 70% dodge just for the super or something like that, that's fine. This is where the character sucks, and I just, no interest in really using this at this point. Dodge canceling is all over the place. Dodge is their best tool, and this is what they take from normals. From real bosses' normals, do this to them. And again, Ginyu is on rotation, which is a huge factor for this character, right? If there's a Ginyu in the turn, they get an extra 10% chance to dodge before they're hit for the first time, and then they give all allies 30% attack and defense for 2 turns. So they had this up, and we still had this up, and we died anyway. So it's just, I just don't think that they were made good enough. I don't, man, I don't even know, like, what really would have been enough. I guess just allow, like, maybe if they stacked defense, because it's like, I want to try and be very realistic for the character, right? Like, oh, if they guard and they had 80% damage reduction and then they supered 7 times, like, yeah, they're good. Like, any character would be. But, like, let's try and, like, realistically try and say what would have made them a bit better. I guess I would say if they could stack defense would be it. Like, so that way right here, I mean, we see this is turn 13, so if they had gotten 7, 8, 9, 10 defensive stacks up to this point, we don't die. I think that's a very fair way they could have made this character better. I mean, guys, it's not a shock. In this meta, when you're stacking, you're better, period. If you're able to build your stats up. Because remember, the toughest red zone fights currently have the exact same structure as the festival battles, right? Which is the fight is very weak for a while and then it starts towards the end, right? So, I mean, a character like Burter and Jace, they do have their passive build-up, but if they stacked, I think that's what would make them quite a bit better. Let's just do a quick run, but I mean, I already showed what they're like against the toughest boss. Their support is definitely good, but support is meaningless if the character will get you killed. I love characters who we could run who, support in the tough red zones and don't fucking die. They're awesome. Burter and Jace are not one of those. Alright, guys. So we're here on a rotation. Now, I mean, when I initially saw their info, I had a big fear. Oh my god, dude, every time I come into this fight. So this really is just a thing Beerus loves to do. It's just bully slot 3. Yeah, because, I mean, we had Goku and Frieza die how many times in slot 3 in this fight, huh? Like, if we come in here, like, we gotta be ready. Like, okay, well, I want to float Jace and Burter in this rotation anyway to get them, next to Raccoon and Goldo and Ginyu and stuff like that. So, I mean, okay, We'll see how it's gonna go. Yeah, so Jeice Burter, that ability I highlighted, what makes Jeice Burter, to me, I think, like a unit where they could be very helpful, would be the 2-turn support, right? These 2-turn support abilities are so very powerful, but we can only do it when Ginyu is on rotation. It's not 1972 anymore, where we have, you know, multiple Ginyus around. Like, we don't. We only have the one Ginyu. Are you kidding me? That's not 7? That's not 7. Okay. Alright, since we're not floating off Path to Power Kid Goku, I want his extra support up for Jeice Burter. Bro, I'm gonna tell y'all, man, this is about to be comedy. High comedy when Beerus just kills Jeice Burter in slot 3 right there. It's about to be high comedy, man. I can't. I'm pretty nervous. I don't know about y'all. I'm quite nervous here, man. I have no interest in a character that, like, I just can't. Man, I don't know. I was a little fearful about them, you know, and then using them a bunch, just like, yeah, no, I'm just not really a fan. They're not really doing anything that makes me want to run them unless Ginyu's on rotation, and then we have that support. Like, right now, Jeice Burter are giving Space Traveling Warriors and Special Pose category allies 3 key 40% attack and defense. Path to Power Kid Goku and Tao are not getting that, right? General Blue is not getting that. So many good characters we can run are not getting that stuff. 3.4 right there. Not exactly impressive. Okay. Alright, they have their additional. This is a 50% chance to be a super. We got the super with it, which is good. Yeah, that's crazy. They only gave him a 50% chance with this? Damn. Hidden potential system? No. Okay, we got hit immediately. Alright. He's not supering. He didn't super on this turn. Okay. Well, that's good. Alright, we'll come back on this rotation. We'll come back. Alright, guys. We are back. I'm not going to transform Ginyu. My reasoning for this is that Ginyu is a monster support for Ginyu Force characters before transformation. So I'm going to leave him in base. Let's just get AGL Gogeta's active, I guess, up. So this will massively buff Burter and Jeice having this active, of course. And then, of course, you know, we're going to have Dokkan Fest Captain Ginyu next to them as well. Jeice and Burter are not fully built up yet, but, I mean, just seeing some stats for them is pretty good, right? Link set-wise, so remember, I mean, you know, Jeice and Burter, they're, yeah, I mean, it's just, they were a great banner, like, this is a great unit when it's a new summonable unit to assist the new Dokkan Fest. Jeice and Burter are a huge W in Dokkan history. But, like, it's just the situations are not the same for them to be as effective as they once were, right? When they first came out. Like, this Link set right here, Frieza's Army, Frieza's Minion, the Ginyu Force, Tag Team of Terror, Signature Pose, Loyalty, Fierce Battle. Their entire Link set is essentially only relevant or useful if Ginyu is around as well. I'm going to rock him in slot 1 right here. Probably not the smartest idea, but, I mean, you know, we're here to see what they could do, not baby them the whole way through. Okay, remember, they have extra dodge up until they get hit. Okay. Let's just hope that Beerus... Hopefully we can attack before Beerus supers. Sheesh, man. It's not like this Beerus is not like he could be a tough fight, but he's not the craziest. Now, one reason you'd want to put him in slot 1, their super attack effect, they get 30% attack and defense, and then they give allies 20% attack and defense for 1 turn. So if they super 3 times, they have they're giving better like super attack support than even AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? If they super twice, they're, you know, similar-ish to Super Saiyan 4 Goku's 18 key super support, right? So like that's good, but I mean we just saw what happens when you run them in slot 1. We just saw it. We just fucking saw what happens when you run them in slot 1, man. You get pieced up. So they're fully built up now, by the way. They have to do 4 attacks. For every attack performed, they get 50% attack and defense up to a max of 200%. But, I mean, they're just not, again, they're just not very good. I am not a fan of this character whatsoever. I really don't like their kit. I don't know. And it's like, I try, like, when I try and, like, you know, critique these characters' kits, and, like, okay, they could do this, or they could do that, like, I try and do it, again, within reason. I mean, every single character that comes out, you know, we give them 90% dodge, guard, 80% damage reduction, they're great. You know, 7 additional supers, guaranteed crits, duh. But, like, you know, and it's like, the way they're set up, it's, the only thing I could think of is really, like, stacking. Or giving them, like, you know, just complete entire new abilities. Making them a rainbow orb changer, I think, could help. That would give you more incentive to run them on Tao's team. If they were a rainbow orb changer, I definitely think we could potentially do that. But, I mean, it's just, because it's, you know, Tao needs and wants rainbow orbs, right? I'm gonna see, I could hold back with Tao. I mean, Tao doesn't get defense when he attacks or anything like that, so I don't really need to worry about it. I think Tao will live. We do have, so right now, Jeice Burter 2-turn support is up. Again, allies 30% attack and defense for 2 turns. So it is active, but let's see how it's gonna go. Okay, all right. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. I kind of wanted to let this turn play out. I mean, remember, Tao's tanking right here is helped by Burter and Jeice, so could be good to see, right? Okay. Yep, looking good. All right, now this Beerus super attack. Oh, we dodged it. Nice. That Beerus super attack is pretty deadly. Pretty deadly. I'm gonna run him in slot 1 again. Oh, should we use? No, I mean, I don't want to do that just because, again, Ginyu gives Chatty gives monster support, man. So I'd rather, like, if we're here to showcase Jeice and Burter, they themselves are gonna look a lot better next to Ginyu rather than Goku Ginyu. Let's hit this. I'll hit this. A little bit of same type orbs, and then we can hit that. Yep, beautiful. Nice amount of HP regeneration coming our way. Beautiful. Dodge it, fellas. Come on. Nice. All right, what are that right here? This is them fully built up. 16.9. Yeah, it's just not enough. Like, I just don't know that they're doing enough. If we're running them in slot 1, they are significantly more impactful because of their strong super attack effect. But, I mean, good fucking luck, man. That's, you know, okay, double digits after they attacked. Plus, I mean, we got Kid Goku support up. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, another way they could have been made stronger if their super attack effect was for 2 turns. The allies 20% attack and defense for 1 turn. Change that to allies 20% attack and defense for 2 turns. That would certainly be good. Alright, well, we're probably done with this run. I mean, that does kind of show what Jeice and Burter do. It's not even like there's really so much for us to talk about with them. They are rather basic. I mean, the point of them is to make Ginyu more effective, but I mean, maybe Jeice and Burter, if Ginyu was like towering over the game right now with unprecedented EZA power, I mean, you know, maybe then it's like, well, we'll run Jeice and Burter because Ginyu's so fucking dominant. That, like, yeah, I guess, like, had Ginyu been way better, I mean, running Jeice and Burter would have purpose, right? But, I mean, Ginyu is just kind of, like, middling, is what I think his EZA is. And so it makes Jeice and Burter kind of rudderless. Alright, guys, so there was Jeice and Burter, the sub-EZA Jeice and Burter. Now, I guess, I mean, that actually is a good point that I should kind of, like, mention here. Remember, we are looking at a sub-EZA character. That's why I think Raccoon and Goldo are awesome. They're exceptional, right? I think they're a great sub-EZA. I mean, I guess Jace and Burter, they feel like kind of like a typical sub EZA to me. Probably even on the sub EZA scale, they might be a little bit better than normal, believe it or not. Even though I'm so not favorable to this character, sub EZAs typically are not really that good. So this is red and blue light orbs, Jace and Burter. Leader skill is Space Traveling Warrior, category key 3 and 150% of stats. Their passive, Impenetrable Elite Force. They get 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. They launch an additional that has a 50% chance to be a super attack, and then they have a 70% chance to dodge. Then they give Space Traveling Warrior and Special Pose category ally 3 key and 40% attack and offensive support. So they got Special Pose. Yeah, this is... Wow, they really clowned. Like, thinking about that, Special Pose... You want to know what the funny thing about them getting Special Pose support is? It doesn't... It's pretty pointless right now. Every single Ginyu Force category character is on Space Traveling Warriors. So, it's like them supporting Special Pose right now does nothing. It doesn't do anything. Like, we're not running Special Pose characters on Tao's team, which is the only realistic team we're running. They couldn't have added mission execution to that, huh? That would have been good. If they were mission execution support as well, so they could have supported General Blue and Tao and stuff. That's what they should have did. They were clowning around, give them Special Pose support. It's nice to get another category, but for real? Huh. Then they have passive build up here. For every attack performed, they get 50% attack and defense up to a max of 200%. When receiving a super attack, they get an extra 10% chance to dodge. And if there is a Ginyu in the turn, they get an extra 10% chance to dodge until they get hit. And then they give all allies 30% attack and defense for 2 turns. The support is really nice, but... I mean, we only have one Ginyu that's relevant right now, and he's not that good. He's kind of like, again, middling. Ginyu is a character, and like potentially like Raccoon and Goldo, Jason Burter. Like, we run them, and we enter into a stalemate with the boss, where we're not really able to finish the boss off, and the boss is not really able to finish us off. I mean, unless they kill Jason Burter. But Ginyu is overall pretty tanky. Very rare, I've found, for Ginyu to take a lot of damage. And we mostly can say the same thing as well for Raccoon and Goldo. They don't die very easily. Alright, so there's that. Their super attack is the Purple Comet Crash. Now, this is very good. They get 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy, and then they give allies 20% attack and defense for 1 turn. This is really strong, but it's like if Tao had this, that'd be crazy, because we could just like always run Tao in slot 1, right? Like, he's so tanky. If they really wanted to help this character, this could have been 2 turns. I mean, giving a sub EZA 2-turn support in multiple areas would be excessive for sure. But, I mean, if you want to YOLO it, running them in slot 1, I mean, you do get rewarded for it with this, and then potentially with this if Ginyu's on rotation. Their 12 key multiplier, 140%. Okay, normal level for a banner unit. Link set is really bad right now. Freezes army, freezes minion, the Ginyu Force, Tag Team of Terror, Signature Pose, Loyalty, Fierce Battle. Back in 2022, it didn't really matter so much, because you're running 2 Ginyu Force leaders, right? Raccoon and Goldo and Jason Burter. So it's like you have those links so much around, and the characters you're running in slot 1 and slot 2 and stuff like that, the strongest characters on your team. Now, it's like we have the 3 Ginyu Force units, but like they're, it's just, they're not as good as Tao. They're not as good as General Blue. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just the link set is going to be a major issue, right? That link set is not working well with Path to Power Kid Goku, not working well with, a lot of good characters. And we look at this, and what a shock. It's just all Ginyu Force characters, and then Dodori and Kui, who are unrunnable, right? Amand and Raisin right there. What is it? Angela and Metamacha? That's what it is, right? It's Angela and Metamacha, yeah. Like, it's like, it's pointless. Last thing we'll look at here is the categories for Jace and Burter here. So they, of course, have the Space Traveling Warrior. category team, right? So they are a support. But I can't imagine they're ever going to be super relevant on that category. We'll see, though. You never know. They're also on the Planet Namek Saga team. Namek, of course, which has gotten quite a few things over the last, I don't know, 9 months or so. Certainly, if we would get a major Namek celebration for Global Dokkan celebration, for Tanabata, New Year's, anything like that, I mean, Namek could go pretty hard right now, I think, with all the Namek characters we have ready to go. Then there's the Ginyu Force category, which is just, it's not. If there was a top 5 level character on this team, we could start to piece things together, but there isn't, right? Then there's also this. This is the Dragon Ball Seekers category. What's the global translation again? It's Dragon Ball Seekers, yeah, Dragon Ball Seeker team. So there's that. Then they're also on Join Forces. Join Forces, which we have, with tags in the game now, we haven't gotten a Join Forces character this year so far. I mean, besides EZAs, right? That's pretty surprising to see right there. Okay. Then there's also the Terrifying Conqueror category team they're on. One of the big major villain teams. We'll see how that might be buffed throughout the year. Then they're also on the Special Pose team, and now they're just straight up a Special Pose support type character. I mean, that's cool, but I don't know. I mean, there's not exactly a place to make use of this right now. And they're a sub-EZA. I don't know that their lifespan will be the greatest, but, I mean, I guess we'll see. And then finally, they're on the Mission Execution category, which, of course, is the new category that Tao introduced, which, I mean, you could kind of think of almost as like a minion category, kind of. So, like that, I mean, it's cool to get another category for more characters like this, for sure. So, there we go. Let me know what you guys think of the sub-EZA INT JEICE and Burter. Unfortunately, though, I'm not really too much of a fan of them. I think that they're not as good as they could have been.